Good morning and welcome to day 2. I am walking down South Street toward Wall Street right now, along the coast, heading toward the Statue of Liberty. I did not get to run this morning because I woke up and my feet were so heavily blistered from the 30,000 steps in new shoes yesterday that I just ended up doing something else instead. So we'll try that Central Park run another day. But yeah, this is day 2. We've got the Statue of Liberty, got a Wall Street tour, and finally, because I'm a glutton for views and I didn't get to use the drone at all, I'm going to go up to several different observatories. Welcome to Battery Park. I just had a wonderful latte from 787 Coffee Company. Not only was the service good, the coffee was wonderful. Look at this baby dressed as a pilot. That's encouraging. Look at all those ships in the harbor. Quite the port. Meanwhile, there she is. Look at that. Symbol of American freedom and the world's worst example of poor weather planning. Look at all that verdigris. Gotta admit, the other view from here is spectacular. I am now through the second round of airport-style security that I've had to go through here, and finally getting to enter the fort. So there's an egregious line for the elevator, but being the masochist that I am, I've decided to take the stairs. It's a lot of stairs. The other advantage of the stairs is you get to see the guts. Here are the actual crossbeams which anchor the statue into the concrete pedestal. These are pretty deep down below its feet and are designed so that when the wind blows hard on the statue's head, there's some push on the bottom side, a little bit of a counter leverage. That inside of the statue. I don't mean to be rude, but this is a bit of an upskirt view. Of course, I can't see the crown over here because of the statue's massive back muscles. There's Ellis Island, where I'm heading next. Going down is so much easier than going up. Look at that skyline. Gorgeous. Absolutely awesome. I promise that wasn't somebody falling into the water. And here's the National Museum of Immigration. And here's the registry room. This is where all the immigrants would get lined up, inspected, and told essentially whether they could come into the country or not. 4,000 people a day passed through here. Isn't that nuts? Doesn't seem big enough for that, but you know, it worked. And here's an example of an old dormitory room. This is where immigrants would stay when they were detained for further inspection or because they needed to be deported. Look at how closely crammed these beds are. Feels like Boy Scout camp. Also, look at how short they are. I feel like there's a number of folks who would have a lot of trouble sleeping on there. Well, my ancestors were all here decades before this place opened in 1892. But it's still
a gorgeous building to behold.
All right, back on the mainland. I'm gonna go do some laundry, and I have a tour of one of my most and least favorite places in America, Wall Street. So I decided to take a walking tour of Wall Street, and wouldn't you know it, I was the only person who signed up. So I got the one-on-one experience, and I'm just gonna take a little time to go over some of the highlights with you real quick. The Wall Street Bull, the iconic symbol of bull markets. And here is the iconic line to take selfies with it, stretching off in multiple directions. There is the famous bull's ass, source of all the bullshit. And here's the historic Trinity Church. And there's the grave, that little obelisk thing over there, of Alexander Hamilton, Broadway's greatest heartthrob. This is actually supposedly the richest church in the US, because not only does it own the land that all these buildings are built on and signs them up for 99-year leases, it's also where Nick Cage found all that treasure. Here's the most important building on the street. Most important building anywhere, honestly. That building is the former meeting place of the United States Congress back in the late 1700s. That's where the Bill of Rights was actually passed. And in front of it, you'll see a statue of George Washington, who is a minor character from Lin-Manuel Miranda's hit musical Hamilton. New Yorkers sure love their Broadway. Meanwhile, this is the former House of J.P. Morgan, the man who wanted to be the Federal Reserve, something no one has managed to personally do until Jerome Powell very recently. And there's the New York Stock Exchange, where it all started. The place which bears a giant American flag on the front in order to pretend that it's loyal to something other than the bull market. And Jerome Powell. And here's the former capital of the United States, the Trump Building. And here is a poster for Lehman Manhattan Prep, a place so brazen that it almost named itself a cursed word. And there's Delmonico's, along with associated advertisements. And here's India House, home of the first futures market in America. If Wall Street bets had a native land, this would be it. Also, apparently the Wall Street Bull is for sale for $5 million. You're allowed to mess with it, modify it, dress it up if you want, but you can't move it. I wonder if that's where they got the idea for NFTs from. Look at this thing. And here's the 9/11 Memorial Pool. And here's the other one. And here's the legendary tree that survived. It's the World Fist statue. Alright, now it's time to head into the One World Trade Center and see the city from high above. On top of the world. There's the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. There's the Yacht Club. Looking that way, we see the Empire State Building, which I'll be on top of tomorrow, looking this way, no doubt. There are some of those pencil-thin skyscrapers we could see from Central Park. And looking that way, you can just make out the Chrysler Building spire. And a little ways to the right of it, the United Nations. Just beyond that cluster of pencil-thin skyscrapers, Central Park. There's the Brooklyn Bridge, starting to light up. So tonight, I'm having gelato. On top of the world. I don't want to go home. Somehow I feel like I'm in the building's rib cage. Look at this thing. I'm guessing we're inside the Oculus. Alright, so I'm back in my hotel room, because like a good little Catholic boy, I have to go to church tomorrow. And because it's St. Patrick's Cathedral, and it's got incredible historical and aesthetic value. Fortunately, I brought with me a little contraband in the form of yet another sandwich. This is like my 5th one since I got here. So I'm absolutely gonna plow this before I go to bed, so the night is not all lost. Alright, see y'all tomorrow.